On his deathbed, Kim Jong Un named U.S. next supreme leader of North Korea. What's your move? Probably get assassinated on the second day. Elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. Solomon John Grundy. I guess learn Korean. Dude, you're the supreme leader. You can make everyone else do the work. Just make the new official language English. Or Klingon. That could be fun. Declare war on Switzerland, those neutral fucks. What makes a man turn neutral? Lust for gold? Power? Or were you just born with a heart full of neutrality? If I don't make it, tell my wife. Hello. I'll divide North Korea into West Korea, Northwest Korea, East Korea and Northeast Korea. The People's Fractal Republic of the People's Fractal Republic of the People's Fractal Republic of Korea, Korea, Korea. So TPFR of TPFR of TPFR of KKK. TPFR, TPFR, TPFRK. Play 2-on-2 hoops with Dennis Rodman as my teammate. Immediately go to AskReddit and post. On his deathbed, Kim Jong Un named U.S. next supreme leader of North Korea. What's your move? Quote, holy fuck, you're on to me. Make sure to keep the military and political leaders paid as to not get immediately assassinated. Then slowly make behind closed doors deals with other nations to relieve sanctions without upsetting China, my only ally. Actually, China isn't really such an ally of the DPRK as much it is just interested in its existence as a barrier against capitalism. Lap then hit a report spam on the email informing me of this fact. You delete the email as spam. A few days later, an actual written letter arrives advising you of your fortune. You'll toss it in the trash. A few days after that, an Asian man in an impeccable suit hand-delivers you notice of your ascension. You'll send him away as a scam artist. Finally, later that week, you're accosted on the street and bundled into a windowless van by a half-dozen heavily armed mercenaries. After being bound and blindfolded for several hours through what you're sure is a long-distance flight, they stand you up, untie your arms, and pull the bag off your head, revealing a room full of Asian dignitaries and a judge with a copy of Marx's manifesto waiting to swear you in as president. Man, you'll utter, bemused, you guys'll do anything to dupe someone, won't ya? Quote, probably wouldn't be Marx. Change the name of the country to Bananarama and make the national anthem Venus. Sell everything to South Korea. I would honestly be curious to see how South Korea would handle being turned over North Korea. Obviously South Korea's official position is in favor, but that would be a stark change in the entire country. South Korea has become one of the leading economies and is years away from what it used to be, handling reconstruction and integration of a massive amount of impoverished, culturally different, and ideologically distinct. Half of the country would be nearly impossible. Not to mention the giant shit that China would throw over it, losing the buffer between itself and South Korea. I'll merge North Korea and West Virginia and I will make country roads the anthem, monsieur. How in the F did I get here? This is not my beautiful house. I'd try to do good things at first, but the power will probably go to my head and I'll turn into a shit leader. Sorry, North Korea. I'd try to do good things. But first, let's re-educate some of my enemies and watch a few thousand people dance for me. I'll also attend a service to worship myself. Have every building move, brick by brick, exactly 1 mile to the west just cause that's the kind of batshittery that's expected of the position. Then talk to South Korea about reunification under their control. Rip buildings on the west coast. That sounds like quitter talk to me. Now, 1 mile to the west. Invite James Franco over, and listen to some Katy Perry together. Cause baby you're firework. Kim shits pants. Sell it to the highest bidder. I wonder who would buy it? US? China? Russia? The Rothschild family. Lock away Kim's sister before she tries to assassinate me too. Then ban puffed rice cakes. There is no reason for those to exist. You either have to assassinate her or marry her. or fuck her, or both. I'd probably just continue my normal life in America, then someone else seizes control of North Korea. Because realistically I just get assassinated the moment I step foot in North Korea. All these other people trying to do anything else in this thread ends up dead while accomplishing nothing. But not if you've been chosen. That's enough to assume that you'd have enough support to stay alive. But you do know what happens when we assume. Step 1. Make sure that the other political leaders, e.g. officers, of the DPRK respect me, aka pay them off. Step 2. Secretly have meetings with South Korea to get the countries reunited, with me still having a large position of power in the North. Step 3. When that's done, get people to assassinate other officials in the DPRK. Step 4. Everyone has a better life. Alternatively, nuke America. How the fuck did you use a GIF as your profile picture and rickroll us? Rename a .gif to a .png and set it as your profile picture, smiley face. More authoritative, more gulags, prisons, build more nuclear weapons, bigger parades in my honor. This guy dictates. I'm about to go to the saloon. Gotta get that Kim Jong trim. That trim Jong Un. You would most likely end up being killed by the government if you try to do anything against the norm over there. Kill the high-ranking officials and replace them with your most loyal and trusted friends. Yeah, honestly nothing short of a purge is gonna work. The fact some Rondo got appointed president is already a guarantee you'll have hit men after you. To enact any kind of lasting change you'd need to root out the established power bases, and that's never pretty. It'll pretty much look like genocide. Not to mention NK-friendly powers wouldn't take this lying down. China and Russia will be falling all over themselves to deal with you. Immediately negotiate a total turnover of all nuclear materials in NK in exchange for 10 billion USD and immunity worldwide from relocation to Dubai or some other rich man's paradise. Without nukes, there's no reason any other country would keep their word on whatever promise of immunity you worked out. They'd ship you $10 billion in cash, then immediately seize control and take their money back. Private interests from around the world would then take the $10 billion, just to use it in a new slush fund for whatever puppeteers make their way to the top of this new power shift. Consider that the leaders of NK are all paid from a fund that's at most worth $1 billion. $10 billion would ensure that whatever system seizes control, stays in control for a long time. Gradually turn things around. Give them uncensored access to the internet. Turn things into a democracy slowly. Honestly, this is a great answer. Give everyone in the country free access to an open internet and let the populace turn it around themselves. There is no quick fix for decades of information control except freedom of information. Except when the information has been controlled for so long, they'll probably doubt its truth no matter what. It has to be gradual and slow for people to have a chance at believing it. North Korea is practically a living movie set, so I would lease out the city to Hollywood and start raking in that easy money for the country. Maybe make my own La La Land set in Pyongyang. Do you have a working title yet? Hold a free and fair election and then resign. What if they want to elect you and only you because you're the supreme leader? Asterisk, it must be a test. Asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk, you. See ambush for supreme leader. Long live the supreme leader. Asterisk, asterisk, please don't kill me. Democracy increased to 100 cheeseburgers. But a decent amount of the people there are too brainwashed, so it wouldn't really work. You have to pull a Nikita Khrushchev. As soon as he became the general secretary, he just listed off all of Stalin's crimes against humanity. Playing golf and shooting an 18. Because that's what supreme leaders do. Then resign. Become the 51st state. Suck it, Puerto Rico. Die of poisoning. Giant statue of me. Pledge North Korea's full support to Stannis Baratheon, the one true king. Say no. NK has a history of kidnapping people, just saying. Have Chip and Joanna remodel the country, then sell it. Call the UN and ask for aid. Launch all the nukes and start a nuclear holocaust. FBI wants to know your location. North Korea duh. Cause damn it, Fallout 5 isn't coming fast enough. Make everyone in the country believe the last supreme leaders were bad and make my people seek for democracy. Later reuniting with South Korea. Also, before I'd open the borders and force the military to disband, call President Trump, offer to sell him the whole thing for a cool $1 billion. Make sure to get it up front. Only $1 billion? You could definitely get more than $1 billion out of a country that has what NK has. Let him bid against China for a puppet government to install as a barrier to SK and US invasion. Quote, moving bans to Korea. No way I'm driving my own shit that far. Basically all day every day would be that scene in The Interview. Blowing shit up with tanks. Drinking, smoking, shooting oops, and lots of pussy. Change my name to Cho Sun-won and lead the country with pride. Probably disband the military and give control over to South Korea to properly reintegrate as a one peoples. I am not supreme leader material. You're too hard on yourself. Homeboy was morbidly obese and didn't even make it into his 40s. You can totally do this. You know what, yeah, fuck it. South Korea best be ready for a whole lot of butt hurt cause they gonna get annexed. Once I have taken them over I will call the whole country Greater North Korea, and then live on a diet of blue cheese and red wine. I'm only 32, so I reckon I could do all of that and still die of doubt before 40. Look who just got their confidence back. Moo man. Just needed the nudge in the right direction. Now prepare to be annexed earnest. You've unleashed a monster. Sorry, joked on my cheese and wine at the end there. Start working on my own weird hairstyle. Put everyone in K-pop idol training and take over the world with North Korean pop. I'll gather all the people and take North Korea and push it somewhere else. Practical and ugly with historical precedent. Liberate the camps. Execute the last vestiges of the previous despotic regime to limit the possibility of a coup. Disseminate propaganda touting a new era of justice and anti-corruption measures. Develop the framework for a preliminary representative democracy to signal a change in era. Purge the courts. Bribe parts of the military into loyalty. Not just with cash but titles. Dispose of the rest. Start a North Korean bobsled team, monsieur. I like that last one. You know how in some countries, lottery winners are not required to disclose their identity when claiming their prize. And so they wear these big, elaborate costumes that completely obscure their identity. That I would then gradually introduce a cadre of similarly dressed impersonators, Amidala style. Eventually, you'd have no idea if it was really me addressing the country or yet another clone. Soon, everyone realizes assassination attempts are wholly and utterly useless. Meanwhile, I move back to the States where I would promptly lose the costume and rule remotely via my new army of North Korean furries. Got an idea for a suit? I have multiple suggestions. 2 chicks at the same time. Officially rename the country Best Korea. Buy some food. Make North Korea the largest producer of marijuana and fix its bad rep. Just like chill everyone the fuck out and open up to tourism. Uno reverse card. Rename it to Really East Canada. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.